Okay, I just wanted to make this video about Pokémon, and because I found this site that through JavaScript allows you to play the Pokémon games on Game Boy without having to download it and take up unnecessary space on your computer. Unfortunately, the site is always crashing and lagging, and I don't even know if it saved my game or not, and I'm going to be very pissed if it didn't, because I was about 2 hours down the drain. But it gave me the opportunity to discuss the Pokémon franchise and about I don't know what the hell we were thinking as children liking this game. I mean, don't get me wrong, Pokémon as an idea is good. I like the idea of conquering over monsters that have different attacks and elemental weaknesses and resistances, and the entire premise is good. But the execution of it is so poorly thought out. I mean, you know, Japan has this obsession with turn-based RPGs. I don't know what it is with them. I don't know if it's they're so neurotic and obsessive-compulsive that everything they do has to be in repetition over and over again, but that gets fucking annoying. And I've seen some decent JRPGs, but Pokémon is not one of them. Pokémon is one of these games where you will be grinding until the day you fucking die. There was a reason I never completed a Pokemon game, and this is why. It takes too freaking long. The only surefire way to get a Pokemon at a level where it can fight enemies and at the same time do anything is if you only have one Pokemon to take care of, which that gets old quickly. And unfortunately, you will need more than one Pokemon, because you'll need HMs in order to do basically anything. You'll need a water type to surf, you'll need a flying type to fly, you'll need either a fighting or some big type of Pokemon to use strength. You will at some point need to mix it up a little, which means in turn more level grinding. And there is just no way around that. Now, in theory, you will naturally level grind as you walk through the woods or the caves or whatever, and you just happen to battle monsters along the way. But they give so little experience points that that's not practical. You will never level up to what you really need. And you think, well, the trainers will come up to you and fight them and shit. But no, it's just poorly thought out. You know, you would think from Japan they could do basic math. But that if you have one Pokemon that's extraordinarily more leveled up than another, there's going to be this huge gap. And then you're going to have to wait for another 3 or 4 hours babysitting this lower level Pokemon until it can reach at least somewhat of the level of your starting Pokemon. And it just goes on and on like that. And then there's the cheap attacks. I haven't even gotten into the severely broken mechanics of poison. You know, poison has no competitive worth whatsoever. You are never, as a player, going to use poison, because poison's thing does what? 1 damage? But as a AI mechanic, it is severely broken because poison fucks your shit up. Not because it's dangerous in and of itself, but because when after the battle's over, you're still poisoned, and as you're walking around, you're dying slowly. That's ridiculous. That should not be. You know, they invented a new version of poison called Burn for fire Pokemon, and it should be like that. Where, yeah, when you're in battle, it does after damage, and Burn does a little more after damage than poison does. But when you're just walking around, that shouldn't affect anything. And Burn is very rare circumstance because, like I said, only fire Pokemon do it. Whereas poison comes up all the fucking time. And that's another thing. How many Pokemon are there now? Like 500 of them? And you still see the same 2 or 3 every freaking map? I mean, I know this is like Crystal I was playing, so there was only like 350 or something like that. But still, you have 350 Pokemon to choose from. And it is just like Red and Blue, where you go into the caves and you see Zubat, 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 occasionally a Geodude, Zubat. And then, at that Crystal kind of pried the teeth out of Gold and Silver and isolated Magmar to one of the certain maps specifically. So that means you're going to be spamming certain encounters more than others, even more so. What the fuck is wrong with you? Was 1 nuke not enough for you, Japan? You claim to be so intelligent and so diligent and hardworking even in your gaming environment, and you take everything you do seriously, but yet you can't fucking think about this shit thoroughly, and you cannot change your technique if you know it's wrong. It's failed. It's bullcrap. And I don't understand the Japanese mindset. I mean, I know they're very traditional, but do they have to be traditional in something that doesn't work? I mean, it's a video game. It's supposed to be innovative. It's supposed to be fun. You're not supposed to be having traditions with it. You need to get away from the turn-based crap. You need to get away from the cheap mechanics. You need to get away from repeatedly the same move over and over again, over the same creature attack over and over again, fighting the same fucking thing over and over again. You just need to stop, and you need to sit back, think about it, and move this franchise forward. I remember this one game, I think it was called Dungeon Quest, Pokemon Dungeon Quest maybe, and that sounded interesting, where you are the Pokemon itself. You see the world through the Pokemon's eyes, and it's real time, and you, I guess, learn attacks in real time. It's kind of like Zelda. I don't know, I never played it, but that was at least being creative and taking the franchise further. But I don't see them doing that all that often, and that was a rare circumstance. They only made 2 of those games, and then they stopped. So, I'll probably make a part 2, as I'm kind of busy right now. I just needed to get that out of my system. See you later.